Hello, Cyril. Could you start by introducing yourself and Vanden Borre?
I'm Cyril. I'm French, born in Nantes, actually, where is located the headquarters of iAdvice. I started my career as an engineer in IT and telecom. I work for some company like Toshiba, Philips, and Sony in France. And some years ago, I moved to Belgium to take care about like service for Sony on European level. And just 4 years ago, now I moved to Vanden Borre, which is a local subsidiary of Fnac Darty, one of the leading company in retail in Europe for consumer electronics, um, books, videos, CDs, and etc. So quite
Awesome.
a broad range of products actually.
That's terrific. What's your role at Vanden Borre, and what do you share something that you love about your job?
Yeah, I'm director for customer service for Vanden Borre and Fnac in Belgium. And it's pretty specific, and that's what really like wake me up in the morning with a smile on my face is like we are one of the unique retailer in Belgium and in Europe, together with our mother company, to have our own, of course, customer service like most of the retailer, which is important, but also after sales. So we have our own engineering team supporting our customer at their home or in our workshop on daily basis, and that make us really like different than most of the retailer, where we are much more on a durable, let's say, roadmap in order to support to them in a more like circular economy kind of strategic sales and direction. And that's, yeah, I think that's really nice about that job too.
Yeah, they're terrific. Now, you uh, talk a little bit about your motivations. You started to transform customer service, and you're doing it with AI as an enabler. Tell us about your motivations. Why did you pursue this type of a journey?
Actually, it starts really from when I joined Van Borre, and we started at looking at the way we were doing customer service. It was very traditional, so like contact center and etc. And we wanted to move to something a bit more modern, especially through COVID. Um, Digital and web and sales online became more and more important. So we started to partner with our advice actually like some years ago with like chat, live chat, and step by step introducing and working on automation. But to be honest, as a kind of engineer myself, I was like, yeah, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Mhm.
And really frustrated by the limitation of the technology and the way it was like engaging with customer and having like the right level of understanding, empathy, and kind of not complexity, but capability to handle things in a very more friendly and, let's say, human way.
Mhm.
And when AI came on the table, I was like, yeah, there is something to be done, and I really like wanted to go fast on that just to see if it would be a game changer. And since we are kind of medium company, actually, we can take risk to become like and try to be fast and agile to better serve customer and in a better ways than like giant companies in our field of industry, especially American or whatever. And we pushed hard together with our advice to move on that field, and actually it was really good, and it's actually really good, I must say.
That's terrific. I know we very much enjoy and value the partnership. Where did you start, with this transformation when you saw that, hey, there's a possibility that AI can provide a much better experience than it has in the past? What priorities did you start with, and where are you going to next?
We were really wanting to level up the quality of the interactions, being really more 24/7,
Mhm.
especially because it's important. Our agents are working during uh, working hours and not like Saturday, but not on Sunday, for instance.
Mhm.
And to be capable to support our customer like through all the day, nights, whenever they want, with a really a qualitative approach. So that was the first step, and also trying to test or feel the water if it was like good or bad. So we started with a trial run, something small.
Mhm.
But I must say, after like 2 weeks, I was really like, okay, we started with French because in Belgium we have two languages, so French and
Mhm.
Dutch. But after 2 weeks, I was already like, okay, we really need to move to Dutch, and we need to get more categories, and we need to really scale up. And it was really exciting, and everybody was excited about that transition. And after like 2 months, I must say it was really tangible. Like it was almost on all the website, good result. CSAT was went up, and at some point we started to look at sales as well, because like sales post chat was really like picking up as well, and that was
Hmm.
kind of side effect, not so expected, a bit desired, but what was nice to
That's
see.
great. Okay, so Cyril, with this test, it was really exciting and an expansion. What did you actually find in terms of the impact that you made to the customer journey? Like, how did it actually address some issues or challenges that customers or shoppers on your website might have had?
As I said, with like with Gen AI on the first trial run we did and the first level of development we did, we really were looking at quality and CSAT.
Mhm.
But very fast, we really saw, and together also with like the roadmap explained by I advise in terms of what would come next, that the focus was not on the CSAT and how just to support for post sales customer care questions, technical question customer, but was like how we can really help them to make the decision to purchase on our
Mhm.
website when they do visit us. Really like being there, engaging, and trying to have more customer having chats with us, getting
Mhm.
satisfied, and just then check out.
Mhm.
And since a year, I must say, all the focus really on a daily basis is on that kind of target. That's really a
Oh,
change in even in the team mindset, I must say.
oh, yeah, that's interesting. What are some of the, you mentioned CSAT as something that you started with, but what are some of the, in that area of helping shoppers make decisions? What are some of the KPIs that you track, and what were some of those results?
I must say, on a daily basis now, we do look at conversion rate, like what are the trend. Do we have
Mhm.
some specific on a product category or kind of question? And that's where the dashboard for AI from iAdvise is really helpful to understand that kind of parameters.
Mhm.
Um, but with AI, it's like it's instant, it's always on, and you can get as many customers as you like. So the more
Mhm.
conversation you get with a good conversation rate, then the more sales you can do.
Mhm.
And obviously, we really look at sales actually on
Okay.
a product category level, because since we are a retailer, we have a lot of categories like TV, white goods, sound, and etc. And AI can behave a little bit differently
Mhm.
depending on the category. So it's really important to do deep dive into each of them and to understand what you can fine tune to have better experience and then better sales.
Yeah, any of those results, either in conversion rates or sales, a bit surprising to your team, maybe at first.
Yeah, I mean, like we started with Gen AI, like on the technical question, but since last this summer, we introduced conversation starters, which
Mhm.
enable you to directly interact with the Gen AI module on the product page, and it's really like it's much better than what we would expect.
Mhm.
Uh, if you look at it from like customer point of view, it looks nice that you have like question which are sorted by the AI based on each product, and you just click and you get your answer. But it's really working really well. Customer really like that. We saw like factors in terms of engagement and in terms of sales.
Mhm.
So it's really you can see a move, and it's not just like AI where you wonder whether it's good or bad. It's how far you can go. So
Mhm.
it start to be like more this kind of question of how we can go with that kind of technologies, and just like, yeah, does it work or not?
Yeah. How much can it really be embedded into the buying journey, into the customer experience, and what impact could we have? So I think we're just scratching the surface together. So that's
Yeah.
terrific to hear. You mentioned something about your team, and there's a little bit of a shift, for the team as well. Can you tell us more about that? How has this project had any impact on your team, your daily operations, or your are your focus areas?
I, I think for us, in terms of the operations themselves, it didn't change so much because, like, whether it's with a traditional bot or with AI, you still have a kind of either fully automated or mixed journey where agents take over when it's a bit more complex. Of
Hmm.
course, we can support them now with Copilot, which is quite helpful. Um, but on the side, it's just like the more we work, the more conversation we get also, and then we with the same team we can cope with this kind of growing trend, and that's where it's important because you don't want just to, if you have a factor 2 in terms of number of conversation, to get a factor 2 in terms of agent and cost. So that's
Hmm.
really helpful for that. When it comes to the management team and the operational team, it's, I mean, like I'm quite lucky. It's very small team, like with 2 persons. They are really good,
Hmm.
and they are on that kind of project since the start. And it's positive because you are really at tremendous results. So everybody is like so happy to continue to see what's come next. Actually,
Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting. Um, Actually, interesting. The results obviously are great. Tremendous success for your team. Any specific customer interactions? Could you share a few that might have been surprising or interesting as you've gotten to learn how this technology kind of applies?
when you talk about Gen AI and this kind of journey with customer, you always like, okay, you need to keep simple interaction with Gen AI, and when it's more complex, you need to go to a specialist. And we are really like high level specialists when it comes to TVs, white goods, and etc. in our team to answer more complex questions from customer. But I have like two conversation in mind where I looked at the questions and answer between a customer about like a TV and another one about camera, so digital hybrid camera,
Hmm.
and it was like 10 questions, 10 answer, and quite deep technical, I must say.
Mm.
But since like a model is quite robust and the technical data behind were well fed, it was really natural. And at the end, we could see like from the customer surveys that those both customers, they were really happy with the support they got. It was not an issue that it was a virtual agent, not a human being, and that's I think a good indication about the maturity level we can reach with that kind of technology also.
Wow, amazing, amazing. That interaction with 10 questions going back and forth, not something that you can envision. It's highly personalized, so this is something I want to get your thoughts on this. In our industry, we talk a lot about personalization, and that's one of the key things for the future, next couple of years. What's your perspective on that, given what you're seeing? Where is how is this part of personalization, or how important is that?
I think for me that's really key because Vanden Borre, we are a retail, let's say, company, and our position is to be a specialist.
Mm.
Specialist in terms of product selection, which we do on behalf of our customer. Specialist in terms of advice that we give to customer to make the right choice. Specialist about customer service after sales and etc. And price and position and so forth. So at the end of the day, if AI is expanding as it does now and continues to do, it will need to fit with that kind of position, not kind of generalist, but a specialist.
Mhm.
And for me, the key will be like now we really get really nice development when it comes to product technicalities, product engagement with Gen AI. But then when we will go to product recommendation, we
Mhm.
will need to be capable to duplicate that kind of specialist advising and etc. into Gen AI so it fits with the narrative from the company.
That's great. Very compelling vision of specialization, and really the AI being an expansion or an extension of your strategy and your brand and your positioning, as a company. Cyril, for any other peers that you might have, or other folks like in your position in other companies, what advice would you give them if they're thinking about going down the generative AI journey with companies like iAdvise?
I think it comes to you need to get, like any business, a trust and a good relation with the company and the people because beyond technology, it's also about like having two teams working together to develop on a multi-year level some roadmap and project and making it a success. When you have done that kind of choice and when you trust the company and the roadmap, of course, it's about like making sure that from a GDPR point of view, data protection, your own interest and siloting your data and etc. Everything is clean, robust, and so forth. And when it comes to project, it's like any project, you need to get a steering on both sides. You need to have clear product management.
Hmm.
And at the end of the day, having this kind of monitoring on all the key parameters you lack or you want to address for yeah, and then you just need to work on how to improve and make it more like customer oriented, I think.
Yeah, that's terrific. Well, Cyril, thank you very much for spending a little bit of time with us. Really value your insights. We as a company very much are very happy with our partnership and am glad that we've built some trust together. We look forward to the future. Thank you.
Thank you.